lengthy or thorough. The preparation for these aspects of combat must be done by the individual, in the quiet places, alone, in communion with his or her own heart and soul. It would probably be better if such soul-searching were done before an individual volunteers for military service. But I am well aware that 18-year-olds are not known for introspection. This is one of many reasons why young people, particularly young men, make the best warriors. However, imminent maiming and death do help motivate young warriors to contemplate these more serious aspects of their profession. So if by reading this book before entering combat, a young warrior can be helped to better handle the many psychological, moral, and spiritual stresses of combat, then the book will have been worth writing. In addition, if the ideas discussed here help citizens and policymakers attain a clearer understanding of what they are asking of their warriors and of their own role in sending them into the moral quagmire and sacrificial fire called war, then the book will have succeeded, if not beyond my hopes, perhaps beyond my expectations. 1. Temple of Mars. Warriors deal with death. They take life away from others. This is normally the role of God. Asking young warriors to take on that role without adequate psychological and spiritual preparation can lead to damaging consequences. It can also lead to killing and the infliction of pain in excess of what is required to accomplish the mission. If warriors are returned home having had better psychological and spiritual preparation, they will integrate into civilian life faster, and they and their families will suffer less. But the more blurred the boundary is between the world where they are acting in the role of God and the world where they are acting in an ordinary societal role, the more problematical the reintegration becomes. The sun had struggled all day behind monsoon clouds before finally being extinguished by the turning earth and the dark, wet ridges of the Annamese Cordillera. It was February 1969. In Quang Tri Province, Vietnam. Zoomer lay above my hole in monsoon night blackness on the slick clay of Mutter's Ridge, the dark jungle-covered ridge paralleling Vietnam's demilitarized zone, where the 3rd Marine Division and the North Vietnamese Army had struggled together for 2 years. A bullet had gone through Zoomer's chest, tearing a large hole out of his back. We kept him on his side, curled against the cold drizzle, so the one good lung wouldn't fill up with blood. We were surrounded, and there was no hope of evacuation even in daylight. The choppers couldn't find us in the fog-shrouded mountains. I heard Zoomer all night, panting as if he were running the 400, one lung doing for 2 and a body in shock. In and out. In, the fog. The sighing sound of monsoon wind through the jungle. Out, the hot, painful breath. Zoomer had to go all night. If he slept, he'd die. So no morphine. Pain was the key to life. To help him stay awake and to calm my own fear, I'd crawl over to him to whisper stories. I grew up in Oregon, where as a teenager I worked with my grandfather Axel on his fishing boat at the mouth of the Columbia River. One night in June 1959, a dull thunk startled us into alertness as a heavy body slammed into the 4 football fields-long gill net. The body's weight made the cork line, which floated on the surface and from which the net hung like a curtain, sink beneath the cold salt water. We approached the large gap in the cork line quietly, me steering the 30-foot fishing boat in the dark, Grandpa Axel in the bow with the rifle, worried that it was a sea lion. A sea lion could destroy the net, which, next to the boat itself, was Grandpa's most valuable investment. My spine prickled when I saw the plated body of a 7-foot green sturgeon slowly undulating, eerie and ghost-like beneath the dark.